Good morning, welcome again to the GDFL Footy Show, and yep, the finals are well and truly underway. Big lot of finals action last week out at St.Albans Park. Post Hill, much too good for Bannockburn. Yes, we'll talk about that in a minute. My name is Dick Philpott, and I've assembled some of the biggest names and brains in local football just to confuse you at the start of the show. First of all, the great man from the Bannockburn Tigers, Dale Smith. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dick. Good to be back here again, and just hoping for some fine weather. I think finals footy is about wet for the football at the moment, so we need a couple of good days.
Absolutely, and the man who needs no introduction, the man who absolutely rose in the summer, Jason Doherty. Good morning, Jason. Yes, I know you were a rower. We know you were a rower.
Close to the camera again. Hi, how are you going, Dick?
Oh, fine, thank you. Fine, thank you, Jason. Lovely to see you again.
There.
Yes, and as I said at the start of the show, the Post Hill Panthers, they were much too good for the Bannockburn Tigers last Saturday afternoon. And Matt Jovanovic booting 4 goals and Aaron Eddy keeping his hopes alive of maybe kicking 100 goals for the Bannockburn Tigers. To start the show off, we've got Brad Martin from the Post Hill Panthers with Cal Lowther.
Brad, you were a bit... you won footy at the start and you were able to get the ball inside 50 quickly, but every time they got it down there and they were able to score, and you didn't really get on top of them till the third quarter.
Yeah, they did. They sort of, every time they got it inside 50, they scored. We had it in there numerous times and just couldn't really capitalise in the first quarter to give us that extra lead. And we knew they'd come at us 100%, so the result was to be with them at quarter time and then just take it from there each quarter, and yeah, we just kicked on, I suppose.
Were you happy when it started to rain? Because then you started to sort of win the contested footy, the game started to become a bit sloppier and your bigger bodies sort of got over them.
Yeah, it did. It sort of, I mean, it slowed play down a little bit, but they sort of kicked it long, and as soon as they got it, so it was tricky. It was bloody cold too.
Yes. Also, just were you a bit worried with Aaron Eddy? I know you moved on to him and you got a free kick there and he took a mark on you. Are you getting a bit concerned that he might get on top of you?
I think any time you get moved on to someone who's looking dangerous and they get 2 within 5 minutes is a bit of a worry. But to our on-ballers' credit, they just cut down the supply and it just didn't come down. So really, there wasn't many contests that we had after half-time. So.
Yeah. All right, thanks very much, Brad.
No worries.
Ryan, disappointing loss today. Just really struggled to get the ball moving forward. Just didn't get enough inside 50s, and just in the end, couldn't get the job done.
No, you're spot on. I think we got to about a point in front there, or even halfway through the first, 10 minutes into the second quarter, and I said to the guys that we just dropped off after that. But and to Post Hill's credit, their pressure was pretty good, and unfortunately, mate, we failed the test when the pressure footy was on, and they just took it away from us.
Where do you think you sort of broke down? I know that it was really sloppy, but you just couldn't seem to get free possession, and that was really disappointing. Obviously, couldn't move it forward inside 50.
Nah, spot on. We did a stoppage count, and I hate to think what the end figure was, but we got belted at the stoppages. And we spoke about before the game that if we let Belpo still slow the game down, they're bigger body than us, that they'll be hard to beat. And unfortunately, our game plan didn't go to plan, and we didn't get that quick breakaway. But full credit to them because they had pressure on us everywhere.
What areas are you going to work on for next week? Are you going to sort of just go in with the same game plan as you did this week, just moving it on quickly, or are you just going to sort of review with the players and talk about their contested footy?
Yeah, no, definitely contested footy is a big one we talk about every week, and I think most sides do. But it just depends who we play. I think East Geelong are a bit more of a similar side to Belpo still, whereas North Geelong are similar to us. They're pretty quick, but mate, we've got to back our strengths, and that's to get the ball and run and carry pretty quick. And today we didn't deliver on that, and the scoreboard told the story.
Thanks very much, Ryan.
And of course, the other big game on the weekend was on Sunday, elimination final day. The East Geelong Eagles, too good for the... Sorry, folks. Too good for the North Geelong Magpies. Adam Scrobelac, sensationally 5 goals. His interviews with the 2 coaches, Adam Scrobelac and Frank Foppiano.
It took a while to get into the game, but your team was obviously evenly poised at the start of the last quarter, and with the wind and just moving yourself up forward, able to get the chocolates.
Yeah, it took us a while to get in the game. First half we were a bit slow and we didn't push hard back, but third quarter I thought we worked really hard in the back line, and they missed some chances, but we kept them to a pretty good score, and last quarter with the wind, and obviously we got on top in the middle, and I think that made a big difference.
Was it something that was really concerning you when players like Luke Parker and Cameron Fletcher were just running around doing what they wanted, and some of your players probably weren't working hard enough to get back on them?
Yeah, exactly, and especially when they got speed. If they get on the other side, you're never going to catch them again. And we're probably lucky they didn't use the football that well in front of centre, so they probably kept us in it in that way. But we asked our players to really go tight and man up through that third quarter, and we didn't react to it too well. So it was good to bring that up at three-quarter time, and then we got it right in the last quarter.
Just use on yourself. You obviously did well when you moved up forward. Do you think you probably next week we'll probably play the whole game in ruck, or is it something that you just really work out in your own head when you're on the field?
Yeah, it all depends how the game's sort of situated and where we go. But I've had the flu all week, so there wasn't much chance to go in the ruck for much today. But yeah, it just depends how the game's going. We've got 2 young kids coming through in the ruck who are getting better and better, so we hope to use them more and more as the game, as the finals go on. But yeah, we're just wait and see in the situation.
Yeah, and just finally on Bannockburn, will you try and change how your team plays, or do you think you'll have to line up a little bit differently because it's such a different type of team to North Geelong?
Yeah, we will line up much different. There's a lot of different matchups, and they've got a forward line that you really have to match up on and clamp down. You got Broom and guys that can really bob up and go from there. But to be honest, if we're on, we're a hard side to stop, so we've got to make sure we're on our game as well. But I know Ronnie Pilgrim put a fair challenge to them at 3/4 time on Saturday, so it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from that. So we know they're going to come out hard, and if we play well, we're into a prelim. But if we don't get it right, we can easily be worrying about Mad Monday.
Frank, obviously disappointing loss in the end. The game was evenly poised at the start of the last quarter, just couldn't get up in the end.
No, Cal, no, we. I wouldn't say we ran out of legs, just beaten by a better side in the end. Yeah, look, our skills were pretty ordinary, and we were all day, and that cost us the game.
You must be really proud, though, with some of the efforts of your players, particularly Brady Watts and Fletcher and Parker. They just ran all day for you, and they were really taking on players. It was really exciting.
Yeah, definitely, and you can put Grant Armistead in that boat. Their last month of footy has been really good, and look, that'll hold him in good stead for the years to come.
I don't know if you're going to go on coaching next year or not. No, I don't know if you want to shed any light on it now, but they've got a really good list, North Geelong, and they're definitely moving in the right direction. You think they're just a couple of players short from becoming a premiership side?
Yes, I actually signed a couple of weeks ago, Cal, to stay on next year. And yeah, look, we'll have a look, and recruiting will become a little bit easier with the way we finished this year and the position we finished. We need a couple of more experienced players just to complement the young kids we've got. We've got a few more coming up next year. So, yeah, look, I won't be walking away.
Yeah. And just finally, Adam Scrobler, he's obviously a great player, but he was really dominant for them in the last quarter. And just, I guess I wanted to know, why didn't Matheson play on him at any stage in the game except for the last couple of minutes?
Well, Matho played on Gloucester. We rate him a very good player, and Matho has, lines up on him quite regularly. So in the end, we just needed to win the game. So there was no point, trying to save it. Especially when they kicked a couple early, we just had to win the game. So.
Well, it was a very good lot of interviews there by Cal Lowther with all the participating coaches last weekend, and certainly was exciting this weekend. Of course, first and second semi-final action coming up today and tomorrow. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about Dales under-18s and all about the Whitley Medal on Monday night, and a big preview of all the games on this weekend. Back after this.